If you want to develop and produce winning creatives more than once, then you need a repeatable and scalable process that your teams can follow so they can actually build upon their learnings. So let's take a look at how I've set this process up for other teams. By the way, the platform that I'm using here to make these workflows is called Lucid, but I also use Canva for this. Now you can see here we have a 6-step process when it comes to making creative that converts. First, you have the research section here, and I like to see this as a collaboration between growth and creative teams to actually conduct that creative strategy research that we talked about in Module 1. Here, we're also going to be brainstorming with our teams and also logging ideas. And also, when you're coming back around for this part of the process, this is also where you're taking a look at the iterations that you want to make so that you can apply them to the next part of the process, which is road mapping. So you have all your amazing ideas from the research portion, right? Now it's time to actually prioritize them and figure out how you're actually going to act on them. And when I was working at the agency, we actually had the growth team do this, or a creative director. And really here, they were prioritizing those creatives based on calendar, but also most on performance. So they were trying to default for the creatives that they felt like could get the most amount of performance in the quickest amount of time. And they were also matching up the right video editors and the right graphic designers with the right assets for them to create. And then it goes into post-production. That's pretty self-explanatory. That's when the graphic designers and the video editors are actually editing that creative. And then the next part of the process is QA, or quality assurance. They're reviewing those creatives to make sure that what we actually set out to make in the research and road mapping portion of it is actually what we got in the end. This is a collaboration, again, from the creative and growth teams. And really here, we're also doing a quality check on brand, messaging, and also DR responses. Now, I am going to have a checklist for you so that you can implement that for your own QA process. That's going to be later on in this module. So we did 1 to 3 rounds of QA agency side. We tend to do one as the creative team, and then we would send it to the growth director and the growth team, get some feedback from them really quick. Then we would send it to the client, make sure the client approved it, or we would get feedback from the client, and then we would ship it back to the growth team once those edits were made, so that they could finally launch the content, which is going to be conducted by the growth team. And really, on a daily basis, we are monitoring those creatives for performance. And then finally, we are going to be doing a big analysis or big retro on those creatives, which is a collaboration between the growth and creative teams where we're determining and also tracking the learnings. And that's going to be inside the creative roadmap, which is actually going to be the next part of our session. But again, that analyzing the performance portion of it, that's also where we're tracking, hey, which iterations do we want to make? And we're taking that back to the research portion of it. We're looking to see, hey, what is actually the best way to make these iterations? And then we're sending those back to the roadmap. So as you can see, it is a flywheel process here.